Good afternoon. Thank you for joining IBIE's Exhibitor Resource Center webinar. My name is Ingrid Qualls, and I am IBIE's Senior Trade Show Manager. Also joining me today is Angie Cahill. She's our exhibits coordinator. She will assist with moderating the Q&A at the end of this webinar. This is our fourth webinar in our exhibitor education series, designed to help you be successful at IBIE. All webinars will be recorded and posted to bakingexpo.com so that you can reference them at any time. On today's agenda, we're going to go over how to log into your Exhibitor Resource Center. I'll review the widgets and the resources that are available in the ERC. We will review some upcoming important dates, and then we will finish with the live Q&A. Just a reminder, IBIE show dates are September 14th through the 17th. Show days are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 to 5 each day. And then on Wednesday, 10 to 3 p.m. We have a full day of education on Saturday, September the 13th. Okay, a few housekeeping notes. During the webinar, if you have any questions, you can submit your questions on the right-hand side of the GoToWebinar menu under questions. Again, the webinar is being recorded. And if for some reason, hopefully not, if you're having any technical difficulties, you can either use the question box to notify us or the chat box as well to notify us. All right, so to log into the Exhibitor Resource Center, you're going to go to bakingexpo.com, and I am going to walk you through here, share my screen. I'm going to go to For Exhibitors, and then you're going to scroll all the way down to the Exhibitor Resource Center. This actually took me straight into the Exhibitor Resource Center, but there is a landing page that shows how to log in. Okay. So now that we're in the Exhibitor Resource Center, I am going to walk through each one of the widgets that is going to allow us to ask any questions as you go along in the questions box, and then we'll get to them at the end. The first widget that we're going to walk through is our deadline checklist. I'm going to click View All here. Here in the checklist, you can see the deadline dates that are due for each action item. And you can see that we have the categories. We also have what companies you're working with here. So for example, IBIE has multiple booths here listed. And then if you can notice here that there are the same checklist items due for each booth. So you want to make sure if you have multiple booths that you're checking off each item. And then once you check it off, you can mark it as completed and it'll be removed from your checklist. You can also add an item here if you wanted to click and add an item for you and your internal team to be added to your checklist. You're more than welcome to do that as well. You also can filter by category. So for example, if you're looking, if you and your team are working on Freeman, any deadline dates, you can search by Freeman to see what action items need to be completed. Go back to home. Okay, so the next item we're going to discuss is completing your online and printed guide information. So here, the on-site show directory and retail guidebook, the print deadline is July 7th, 2025. Any changes after the deadline date will be reflected in the mobile app. We want to make sure that we're paying close attention to the details here. So I'm going to walk through the details that are required for the printed program. Not every exhibitor will have all of these offerings. What exhibitors will have are the descriptions, the primary contact, product categories, primary audiences. So those are the features that I'm going to walk through today related to your online viewing and the printed profile. So here under description, I have in red, reminder of the print deadline, July 7th, 2025, 11:59 p.m. So we have obviously your company name, your company address, and we've indicated here the details that will be included in the printed program. The information is pre-populated already from the system. If for some reason you need to change an address or something like that, just email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com. You want to make sure that you enter your phone number, your fax number, your company email, website address, Facebook, Instagram, that's all online. That's not included in the printed program. And then here you have your company online company description. This is what attendees will use to search key features, keywords, so that they can get more information about your organization. And then this section down here is for the printed on-site directory. And then you're going to click update your company information there. Okay. We go back. And then the next section that you're going to go to are I should reference this. For the primary contact information, we have information that carryovers already into the system here. So that's your personal information will not be printed in the printed guide. Product categories, we have all of the IBIE product categories here. There are lots of categories. You want to make sure that you click and select your appropriate categories, and then you're going to hit continue. And then it gives you a list here so that you can reference them before you update them. So you just want to cross-check to make sure that you have your correct product descriptions or languages, and then you click update product categories. The primary audience. Under the primary audience, this is also required. We want to make sure that you select any primary audience that you serve, and these details will be included in the retail guide. So you want to make sure that you select the audience that you belong to, and then here you're going to click update additional category types here. We have the marketing toolkit. So the marketing toolkit is a huge resource for our exhibitors to go into here and make sure you and your marketing team are in this marketing toolkit. There is a ton of information in here. For example, I love this one. This is the promotional checklist. Basically, it lets you know, it gives you a time frame, a recommendation, I should say, on what you should be doing leading up to IBIE. I love this one. And then there are also additional resources, IBIE logos or banner ads, social media posts, public relation options. So you would want to make sure, again, you're working with your marketing team to walk through those marketing toolkit opportunities. Over here we have my account, and then this is just your financial review of your account. So any payments that you've made, any outstanding balances, you can always reference here in my account. Exhibitor registration dashboard is a single sign-on, so I'm going to click register now. It's loading. There we go. Okay, you see IBIE here, so it's going to take you straight into your company's record. And there's a lot of activity here for us to do, right? So you could register for your team, your badges. You can click here, and then you can add a new person, you can export. There's a lot of things that you could do here for entering your badges. And then the next item, we're going to order free lead retrieval. I'm going to take a second here to go into this as well for you all. So IBIE has complimentary lead retrieval. These are the 3 complimentary options. There is a voucher code, Baker 25 Comp. So I'm going to go into ordering lead retrieval here. This is the primary person's name that needs to be selected to go to the next portion. And then these are the 3 complimentary options. So for example, it does say a price here, but you're going to add to your cart. And then you're going to click next. And click on your shopping cart. And then right now it still says that you have a total of, or it still says that I have a total of $549. You're going to put in that voucher code. I can't spell this morning or this afternoon. Baker Comp. And then you're going to add, apply. And then now this is part of the complimentary lead retrieval here. So even though on the other page, it looked like you had to pay for it, but you just need to make sure that you add the voucher code in there. Okay. We're going to go back to the dashboard. Okay, another offering here, you can extend a 20% discount to your customers. This is going to start on March the 6th. There are restriction deadline dates here. So March the 6th through September the 17th, exhibitors can share their own customized URL with their customers to get 20% off of their badge. You'll know if your customers have used it by clicking here. So if I click here, there's no one that I've sent it to, but once you've used, or once the customer has used this URL, you'll see a drop down of the registrants who use your specific code. Okay, so one more item in here. There's a lot of information in here, so make sure you guys are looking through, and then if you have questions, let us know. So this is an opportunity for reach, and it allows exhibitors to send out emails to attendees. So you're going to click here, and I know it jumps to here, but you have to scroll down just slightly to see the reach email campaign for our IBIE attendees. So this is where you would purchase any of those email campaigns. And then that's all of the action items in the registration portal. So you're going to register your badges, you're going to order your free lead retrieval, you're going to offer your 20% discount to your customers, and then you also have the opportunity to do any email marketing campaigns to our attendees. All right, so next we're going to talk about the Exhibitor Appointed Contractor, EAC. So if you're not using Freeman, Freeman is IBIE's official general service contractor. So if you're not using Freeman to help set up your booth and you've hired your own exhibitor appointed contractor, they all have to be registered. So I'm going to click here to log in. And so this is IBIE, and I'll just show you some event details here that I want to call out to register. There's a new rule. So it just has like, you know, our event hours, targeted move-in. But here's a new rule for Las Vegas Convention Center, so LVCC. A lot of our EACs and some of your staff as well, we have to remind them that there's a new rule with the Las Vegas Convention Center that no longer allows segways, manual scooters, electric scooters, skateboards, or any personal mobility devices that are not ADA approved. So I want to make sure that, and we're going to call this out again, like in our newsletters as well, for exhibitors, as your team, your internal team, as well as your exhibitor appointed contractors. So we want to make sure that we call this out specifically because this is a new rule, and LVCC said very clearly that they're going to enforce these particular rules. Okay, so the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual, let me bring this over here. So in the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual, you can order electrical tables, bistro tables, everything basically what you need in services are in the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual. There's also a third-party vendor section where you could order floral or booth security, international shipping, photography, you know, refrigeration, internet. So you just want to make sure you log into the Exhibitor Services Manual so that you can use these resources to order what you need. Okay. The next area we want to walk through is our education webinar series. So we have an ongoing series of webinars. The next one is the booth package overview with material handling and lead retrieval in April. So you literally can click on this link to register for our upcoming webinars here. You can either click here or view all of the webinars as well to register. Housing, you can book housing through OnPeak. OnPeak is our official housing partner. Please do not book outside of OnPeak. I know there are a lot of scam companies out there trying to get you to book with them, but OnPeak is IBIE's official housing provider. And you would literally just click on the link and you would just click exhibitors to submit your housing request. They do easy group bookings. So the team is ready and available to help you all with your booking of housing. And just another note regarding housing, booking within OnPeak is not new this year, but new in 22. Exhibitors booking 75% of their housing with OnPeak also will receive, after it's audited and verified at the end of the show, additional priority points as well. Okay. Additional listings. So IBIE does offer additional listings, and what that means is there's a set of criteria that is required. So any companies can submit an additional listing application entering the additional listing name. There's a $2,500 fee for companies wholly owned subsidiaries, division, or parent of the official exhibiting company. This listing will not apply to any sublet companies within an existing space. If you are an authorized retail seller or another company's brand, service, or product, documentation must be provided. So there is an opportunity to list your brand on the IBIE exhibitor list. Here's another widget. We included the rules and regulations. I know that when you sign the contract, you agree to the rules and regulations. Here's another opportunity for you and your team to review the rules and regulations, just to make sure that you're following all of the protocols there. Here we have our sponsorship and media opportunities. When you click Shop Now, there are 4 mini widgets in here. We have sponsorships. You would click on the sponsorship widget, and whatever is available, you're more than happy to add this sponsorship opportunity in your cart. And it's really easy. As soon as you add it to your cart and you check out, we have our sponsorship team that gets all of the emails coming through with the sponsorships purchase, and they will be reaching out to you immediately regarding follow-up regarding your sponsorship opportunity. Okay. And then we're going to go back here to home. Here we have booth diagram submissions. These are very important for any company with 400 square feet or more. IBIE has to review all of the detailed scale drawings and renderings by June 16th of 2025. And the process here is you're going to click on Submit the Diagram. These are some basic rules here, but what we've also included here are the LVCC. So if you have a multi-level exhibit for indoors, there are specific rules in addition to IBIE's rules. And then there's LVCC safety exhibit display guidelines. So we have linked them here for you to use as a reference. And then also, we want to make sure that we're understanding who's completing the form, if it's the actual exhibiting company or if you've hired an EAC. Will you have a hanging sign? And then if you're going to have a vehicle in your booth, LVCC also has their clear vehicle guidelines here as well that needs to be followed. And then we're just asking questions if you have a multi-level exhibit, because we review the diagrams first, and then we need to send them over to the Las Vegas Convention Center Fire Marshal so that they can review and approve them. And then here you have the opportunity to upload your drawing or rendering here, and then add in some notes if needed for us to review during the review process. And then you're just going to click here, update your show booth drawing submission. Okay. I'm going to go back to home. I left this in here. This is our in-person exhibit summit that we had that was in Vegas in January. But if you were not able to attend in person, you can view the presentation slides here. There was a lot of great content on there. It was geared towards exhibitors having the opportunity to meet with our vendors and ask any specific questions that they may have to help them with, being successful at IBIE. Okay, we have a few more widgets to walk through. Bottled water. So Sodexo is LVCC's exclusive caterer. And what this means is if your company has products that you manufacture or create on your own, you still have to work with the Las Vegas Convention Center caterer, Sodexo, to make sure that you're working with them, there's no corkage fees, or there may be corkage fees. So you always want to know any sampling, anything like that. You also want to contact Sodexo directly just to make sure you're on the right path with what their rules are. So IBIE has negotiated with them bottled water service during move in and move out. So there's 24 bottles of water. The plastic bottles are $25 for 24, and then the aluminum cans or bottles are $45. And these are the dates. So September 9th through the 13th, and then on the 18th, move out from 8 a.m. to 12. And then this takes you to a flyer that basically says where you can pick them up on site. In the West Hall, and the North Hall also has an option as well. All right, so certificate of insurance, it's required. All exhibitors are required to have insurance with coverage guidelines listed in the IBIE rules and regulations. Again, we linked the rules and regulations here, and we also added a sample COI with the coverages that are required by IBIE. And then once you have your certificate of insurance, you're going to click on upload, and then you can select your insurance and then click update certificate of insurance to upload into your file. And then we also have a few more widgets. So we offer interpreter services. So some feedback that we received from 22 exhibitors wanted to know if there was an opportunity to get some assistance with offering interpreter services. So right now we are partnering with Buckaloo Hospitality, and they offer Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, and Chinese interpreters. You can order the service through them. And then if you are looking for other languages, please contact this Stacy at Buckaloo so that she can work with you or help you source out another language that you are looking for. Related to the certificate of insurance that's required to upload, we also offer liability insurance through Rain Protection, and you can order your insurance here. So they have an online portal for our IBIE exhibitors to walk through the portal, answer the specific questions that are needed, and then you can purchase insurance through them. And then we have the Las Vegas vendors and suppliers. This is just another opportunity or resource for our exhibitors. They're Las Vegas-based vendors and services. You can click on there and literally search whatever options that you're looking for over here, whatever you're looking for, and then there are the Las Vegas, vendors and suppliers. And then last but not least, we have our targeted move in and move out floor plans. So we want to make sure that you guys are understanding your assigned date and time means that your driver or your carrier must be checked into the marshaling yard. So whatever date and time that is on the targeted floor plan, that's the time that your carrier must be checked into the marshaling yard. Okay. So we're going to go back. So we're going to close out this toolkit. Awesome. Okay. So now we're going to, I'm going to show you how to, while you're logged into the ERC, if for some reason you have a team of people assisting, depending on what projects need to be completed, you can set up a particular user to go in. So you click on users, and then you can add a user within your team, and then they would have access to the Exhibitor Resource Center as well. Okay. So I wanted to walk through a few important dates. Our next webinar, April 17th, is the Booth Package Overview webinar. We're going to talk about the material handling and dive in a little deeper with the material handling, as well as the complimentary lead retrieval. And I just did high level today on how to order lead retrieval, but we'll have a team from Merits available to walk through any questions that you all may have for a lead retrieval. And then Freeman will be on the webinar as well to answer any questions regarding the material handling. May 21st, we have another webinar called Give Your Booth a Boost. These are going to be the marketing toolkit that we just talked about earlier, as well as how to do, how to gain ROI, a lot of statistics from our marketing team that they will share with you. So this is a very important webinar to join to give your booth a boost. June 16th, that's the date where the booth diagram submissions are due, and I walk through that process with you guys. July 7th, the printed on-site show directory and retail guide. That's the deadline date there. And then August 15th is the Freeman discount deadline. So when you're logging into your Exhibitor Resource Center, that checklist with the deadline dates, the dates are also in here as well. So you want to make sure that you're looking at those deadline dates to make sure you're saving as much as you can on any services that you're looking for. All right, Angie, do we have any questions in the inbox? We'll give people, a second or two to kind of get some questions created there, and then we'll take it from there.
Hi, Ingrid. So we have our first question from Melissa Henry. She's asking if there is any discount code for the developer kit.
Developer kit. I don't know what the developer kit is. The Exhibitor Services Manual? So maybe if this person can email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com, we can, respond to your email to make sure that we're understanding your question. I believe you're talking about the Exhibitor Services Manual. The only voucher code right now that we have is for the comp lead retrieval. And then for your 20% customer discount was that URL. It's not a code per se, but it's that customer URL. So if those are not the answers that you're looking for, just email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com.
All right, next question is from Jasmine Harris. Is there a way to get less phone calls about housing? I've already started getting phone calls about where to book hotels and discount codes.
Phone calls about housing. Have you booked your housing already? So if they've booked the housing already, if you email us at exhibits I can let the on-peak team know that you're all set with your needs.
I believe this may have been answered during the presentation, but will we receive the recording of this?
I won't send it out, but it will be posted within 48 hours on our IBIE website at bakingexpo.com.
And also from Aileen Lanier, I missed where the code is. This may be in reference to the lead retriever code that we were discussing earlier.
Oh, okay, yes, the lead retrieval code, the voucher code is Baker25Comp.
Next question from Danielle Zidane. Does the basic booth package include furniture? If not, how do we order it?
No, the basic booth package does not include any furniture. You can order furniture through Freeman, and you would click on that Exhibitor Services Manual widget in the ERC to order tables, chairs, any furniture that you may need for your booth.
Next question is from Areli Baracenas. The providers for the booth is going to be able to arrange the booth insurance?
Can you read that one again? Say that again, Angie.
Yeah. I believe the question is if the booth providers how are they going to be able to arrange booth insurance?
The booth providers, how are they going to be? I'm not sure I understand the question. So we have rain protection that if you don't have, insurance for your booth, you can purchase it through them. And then if you actually have your insurance, you can upload it in the Exhibitor Resource Center. So I'm not sure if I answered that question because I'm not 100% sure if I understood what the question was. So if that person, not sure if you guys can email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com, I can dive in a little deeper there to make sure I understand the question.
From John Earn, is there an advanced warehouse shipping location and deadline?
Yes, and it's in the Exhibitor Services Manual, and in the checklist, you can also find that information as well.
Okay, next questions. Are pre-fitted stands available?
Pre-fit, yes, through Freeman. So Freeman also in the Exhibitor Services Manual has an opportunity for exhibitors to purchase stands with them. And it could be multiple sizes. It doesn't have to be one particular size, but you can definitely work with Freeman to get a booth created for you.
Next question. Is there a way to split the payment method of your registration badges, i.e. paying for 10 badges one way, paying for another 10 another way?
That's a great question, and I don't know if I know the answer to that one. I wish I had a giveaway for that for today.
All right.
We have the person's name, so we can follow up with you with registration to answer your question on whether or not you can pay multiple options to pay. We'll follow up with you on that question.
Okay, and final question here. Will there be donation services or composting containers available for leftover food items?
Yes, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, we will also have donations again in 2025. I'm working on the organizations locally in Las Vegas, so I haven't gotten any final details yet, but as soon as I have final information, I will add them to the Exhibitor Resource Center so that exhibitors have the information in advance to prep for any donations. So thank you for that question too. Any other questions, Angie?
No other questions in the chat.
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much. We appreciate your time. Again, this webinar is being recorded and we will post it on our IBIE website at bakingexpo.com. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.